Sponsored by Paradox. Downtown New York City. Escape bar and grill. Ah, behind bars and grill. Now that's serving time. Yep, that's good too. Why are people so cranky? 45 prisoners are shackled themselves or in solitary.
It's whiskey and chocolate.
Wait, what have people been doing? I like time served, yes. What is happening in my prison? Hey, Tristan Lamundo, thank you very much! Hey, Quill, can't catch today's stream due to work, but want to send some laughter your way. What do you get if you cross a moose with a ghost? A caribou! Well, I think that joke definitely deserves some boos. Electricity's fine, yeah. I set up an entirely second utility room over here, so we are 100% fine. 3 prisoners unable to be assigned to a cell. Oh! We're back up to 24 criminally insane. So I need 5 more padded cells. Oh, I think one of these was still padded. I think we need 1 more. Yeah. Okay, there we go. So now we have room. No, I still need 1 more. Wait, did 1 more become criminally insane while I was doing this? There you go. We've got 25 capacity. There's still tons of people shackled or in solitary. Or a bunch of people probably waiting to be assigned to solitaire. Yeah, solitary capacity issue. They're not being moved to solitary. I wonder if they're normal or if they're the criminally insane. Probably criminally insane, because these guys are all shackled, yeah. I think the criminally insane are having a rough time here. Let me convert a few of these rooms into padded solitary rooms. That leaves us just 2 normal ones. But that might be better. The orange apron. Now that's funny, because right, because like orange is the new black, like orange prisoner uniform wear, although these guys are in gray technically. Although their outfits here are orange until they put them on, then they turn gray for some reason. The orange apron is kind of funny. I kind of like that. Change the policy to lockdown instead of solitary. Maybe. We've solved crime by making things more legal. Legally goods. Solitary wing could be an idea. That is interesting. Yeah, just a whole block of solitary cells. The smuggled spittoon. Orange is the new block? Oh yeah, shakedown over here for the lost tools. Yeah, let's shake down Minsec, you're right. I'm hearing some more tasers going off. Yeah, that's what I was just doing. A couple of solitary things over here for our insect people. Oh, is this? Oh yeah, no. That'll be fine. Utilities, small pipe. Actually, I'll just continue the large pipe over here. They can't dig their way out of solitaire. What's happening here? You're not enclosed? God damn it! We had our first prison break! Probably because they stole a bunch of goddamn tools! How do you, Oh, remove tunnels. Wow! That's literally the first tunnel. Even these cells, which are right on the edge, no digging out. That's the first time anyone's dug their way out anywhere. Wow. Wow. Admin security is much less likely to do it, but apparently when they have access to some power tools, things change a wee bit. Big sniper tower. Or what I should do is set up another dog patrol route. Ain't that the cell with the big pipe? Oh, maybe. Hold on. Yeah, you're right. That's what I get for having the big pipe going right through there. Dismantle that. Run the large pipe over here instead. I mean, there's still the large pipe that runs between these cells, which could conceivably be a problem. But that might make it a little less likely. You don't have power over here. Oh, I just did dismantle utility, so that's probably part of it. Need more kennels? Do I? Maybe. This is more than... Oops. More than I have dogs, but there we go. You can also use the big pipes as a trap when you have dog patrols. I'm not looking to, like, entrap the prisoners. I want them to just behave in the first place. Damn contraband. I am a convict and I'm digging a hole, diggy diggy hole, diggy diggy hole. As a reminder, this stream is sponsored by Paradox. You can do !what game and get a link to where you can check out this new DLC for Prison Architect. Second Chances. Criminally Tasty. Quill is basically a DM for the prisoners. Yeah, making little adventures for them. Reform Cafe is pretty good too. The stream was sponsored, that's right. The first hour was sponsored, and then I decided to just keep playing. Tomorrow there is going to be some more Humankind streaming. I'm going to start right after Amplitude do their own stream. They're streaming apparently about noon to 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And so I will presumably start to stream at about 2 p.m. Eastern Time, which is the normal time that I start a weekday stream. Like today's stream started at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. There'll be an ! Next stream. I don't know if it's been updated yet. Let me check. If not, I will see about... Thank you, Essentia. There you go. You can do ! What next stream to get a countdown if you're confuzzled about time zones. We'll be playing more Humankind so you can get the drops. Also, you should watch an Amplitude stream because they will... you can get all the drops from them, I believe, is also the case. But yeah. Boop doop. And then next Wednesday, we'll be returning to Victoria 2. So normally, we would have been playing Victoria 2 today. We've got a great run going on as Belgium. Did you just smash the toilet, you punk? That's the first toilet smashing I've noticed. Yeah, this guy's been upgraded. Oh, he's legendary! I guess these are probably not set to minsec, which I guess is fine, because apparently we can just use more solitary overall, but dang. Take a look at the dog pens. The pathing might not be working? I mean, they're fine. I think they're using it all. I think they can get through everything. People can walk through objects just fine. More license plates to get produced. Brick them up and forget about them. Oh, the legendaries? I guess that's what you can do, right? You can just starve them to death. I mean, again, that's just cruel. I'm not gonna do that. Even they are jerks that break my stuff. How dare they? I like solar panel development, flower therapy, led by a gardener in a flower garden. Conflict resolution. Oh, that sounds useful. Led by a reformed prisoner in a meeting room. Yeah, okay. Let's run some conflict resolution. Cool. All the programs seem to be working well. That's good. Someone had a lighter. Yeah, We do have room for more prisoners. Oh, we have more criminally insane. Jeez! What is happening here? What are you cranky about? Needs freedom, alcohol, spirituality. Yeah, you're freaking out about lack of alcohol. We do have, like an alcohol reform program thing. There must be a reoffender over here. They can go insane if in solitary. Yeah, I know we haven't made any license plate. I think people are still taking the induction courses, the introduction courses to learn how to work in here. We do have people assigned, or theoretically, prison labor assigned. Or did I not? Never mind. You know what? I bet you this broke when the room broke. I bet you that broke. But yeah, first I think people had to take the class. Staff members, 11 people awaiting solitary confinement. Wow. Padded ones. I wish you could use, like, I don't know why you can't just use the padded cells for regular solitaire as well, you know? Like, it shouldn't matter. Your username in games together, Quill18, if you use as reference? It is, yes. I'm pretty much Quill18 everywhere. Pretty much. I think annoyingly on like Xbox I'm Quill18 too, like Quill182, because it's probably an old username of mine that I, you know, couldn't get back or something. That happens sometimes. Like I've been on the site before, but I can't recover my account. The red office is broken now? Will it be? I mean, the wall won't be red anymore. It's going to replace the wall. That doesn't matter. I don't know if that's going to hurt the door. It might. Oh no, because the door's not in that tile. This actually should work fine. I wonder if anyone else is escaping the prison over here. I want to avoid doing shakedowns, since it does drive people, like, absolutely bonkers. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't throw people in solitary for drug possession, since apparently everyone's got drugs all the time, and maybe that's driving people insane. I'll just lock them down instead for being high or having narcotics. Oh, produce narcotics, maybe they can go there. But found drugs, hold on. Solitary for soda can violations. Right, exactly. He sew a boat in half. That was a lot of damage. What? It's funny, every now and again we've seen, like, users in chat in here. Because some of you guys, yeah, back the Kickstarter. It's happened before. Or cut the supply of contraband. Yeah, but I don't know, I'm bad at pulling that off. Especially if we don't have, if we don't have snitches and things like that. Need more dogs in places. I mean, it's not the metal detector problem, it's the drug problem. It's a reference to flex tape and flex seal. The guy saws a boat in half. Oh! Okay. I don't think I'm aware of that. Well, I mean, I know what flex tape is. I don't think I've ever watched any of the commercials or infomercials for it. I've only seen references to it on the interwebs. Boozing it up, huh, buddy? You getting your room searched? Mm-hmm. And yeah, he also says that's a lot of damage. Okay. Yeah, I know, the sounds. Especially when there's any violence going on. But overall, the prison's doing pretty well. I mean, we're expanding it like crazy. Money is fine. I mean, we haven't gone up in balance at any time recently because we've been spending it to expand. But if I just let it run, we'd be making money pretty rapidly. There's a lot of dirty dishes over here. I wonder if I need a second sink. Oh, is one of our police? I can't click on this to zoom to it, can I? What's that? Killing insane, green thumb. Oh. And we're over here now that you're unconscious. It's like 1 pixel. There it is. Outbreaks extremely volatile. Yeah, and he broke everything in his room. How rude. President, Belgium restaurant, Belgium Vice and Spice. Vice and Spice is pretty good, actually. Sugar and Vice? That could be another bakery name. Although, Department of Confections is still, like, heads and shoulders above everything else. Does an increase in the harshity of punishment decrease the likelihood of them doing a crime? I have no idea, actually. Maybe? I mean, these are people who committed crimes out in the real world anyway when it got them locked up for, like, a decade. So maybe they're not people who, like, do that kind of calculus when determining whether they should do something bad, you know? Plus, with, like, the drugs and stuff, like, it's an addiction. So that's part of the problem. Like, the punishment could be, like, infinite. And it doesn't mean that people won't do it, because that's the nature of addiction, right? And that's the thing. These are, like, a lot of this. I mean, you know, sometimes people getting cranky and, you know, fighting and stuff like that. Did you detect the tunnel over there? Here, let's do a tunnel search. Everywhere. I mean, the dogs will, what do they call them? Like, signal or whatever? Like, randomly and incorrectly sometimes. But yeah. That's the thing. Like, there's big movement. There's been a movement by at least, you know, some people at least for a very long time, but it's become more mainstream in more places now. The idea that drug like use and possession shouldn't be criminalized on the basis that it's not. At a certain point, it's not something, and it's something that's hard for, like, you know, normal people to understand, that it's not a choice in the sense that for most people and how they interact with most things, how choices work, right? With addiction, and so punishment doesn't serve as a proper deterrent. That's the thing. We're not saying, like, that people should go out and do drugs. That's not what people are saying. It's that punishing people for doing drugs doesn't stop them from doing drugs, because that's just not where the thought process, the mechanics of it are going on. And arguably, maybe it should be fine for some drugs. Like, for example, marijuana decriminalization that just happened in a lot of places. It turns out maybe it's really not a problem at all. But then others, like, no one's going around and saying that, you know, it should be okay for people to do heroin. It's like, that's not what people are saying. But people are saying maybe we shouldn't throw people in jail for doing heroin because that apparently doesn't work. And instead, yeah, it's got to be, well, we got to do these different programs and things like that to try to get people off things like that. You know, taking the most extreme example. Right, or alcohol. That is legal in many places. Yeah, it turns out making alcohol illegal is kind of a problem. And alcohol is not anywhere, I mean, it is addictive. And especially with certain, you know, certain people, certain mindsets and things like that. But it's nowhere near the same as drugs. And so, if people have a hard time stopping alcohol, how are they going to stop certain types of other drugs? And there you go. And that's the reasoning there. So, but then it's like, okay, but for people making these drugs or distributing the drugs, that's a whole other thing, right? No one's saying, well, some people are saying in some places that, like, full decriminalization of the entire process might be a thing, because people say all kinds of things, but that's not the same degree of argument. Yeah, alcohol withdrawals can be lethal indeed. If someone is a hardcore alcoholic and they're like in the hospital for some reason, they can literally be prescribed alcohol, you know, a beer per meal and things like that, because sudden alcohol withdrawal, I think it causes you like your blood pressure to spike like crazy. And you can die from it. Strokes, heart attacks. This guy's got a really tiny body. He's a giant head and a tiny little body. I just noticed him. I was like, is there a child in my prison? What's happening here? Yeah, coffee's a drug. Yeah, well, it is, because caffeine really is. Now, caffeine withdrawals are really intense, but you get over it fairly quickly, like, over the course of a couple of days kind of thing. Where some others you don't. It's like years. And that's not even counting the mental aspect, right? And that's the thing. There's like actual physical addiction, and then there's mental addiction. Like, some things are not physically addictive, but have a extremely potent still mental addiction for some reason. Like some people are, in a certain sense, anything can be mentally addicting, depending on people and mindsets and things like that. Like, people are addicted to gambling. Well, obviously, there's nothing physical going on. There's not, filling out a betting slip doesn't inject chemicals directly into your body, but although there is, brain effect and dopamines and different things like that. So that's part of the reason why discussions on addiction are so complicated, because what people consider to be real mostly depends on their personal experiences and interpretations of stuff. People will deny that certain types of addictions are even real in the first place, and that everything is a choice. And it's like, okay, well, that might be the case for you because of the way that you're wired or your experiences in the past, but that doesn't mean it applies. And so that's always the problem when you're trying to set any policy, any law. Doesn't matter what we're talking about. Any laws for just about anything in the world. It can be really hard because people come at it from very different ways. And that's why the discussions are so complicated. And the other side literally can't understand the other side, right? When you've got, it doesn't matter what it is. Tax policy, laws, whether you should go to war, any of those things. The two sides are coming from such different locations that they can't. It's not one of these, well, let's sit down and we'll come up with a good, compromise. They literally can't understand the other position. Usually because they started from a slightly different assumption. You start from a different place, and it just leads you in wildly different directions. Dun, dun, dun. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, yeah. Thrice-wise, you're talking about, there's like, well, I'm sure there's many different types of alcohol, but there's the standard alcohol. Is it ethanol or methanol? It's like those two things. Like, one of them is like the normal, like what you have in a bottle of liquor thing, and another one is like, if you have this, you're going to die really quick. But weirdly, having regular alcohol blocks the bad alcohol. I can't remember what they are. Ethanol is the normal kind. So yeah, I think if someone takes in methanol, it will absolutely like kill them. But if you give them regular booze, I think it like gets in the liver faster, and the liver is like busy on that stuff, that the methanol doesn't get processed in the bad way. There's some interesting things about that. Ethanol is drinking alcohol. Methanol makes you blind. Yeah. Anyway, there you go. We had a serious discussion in a video game. We're going to be wrapping up the stream here. There is an extra stream tomorrow for Humankind. We're going to be continuing our game over there for the people who are looking for drops. Yeah, and the first hour of the stream was sponsored by Paradox, but effectively, the whole thing, standard disclaimer. Paradox wanted us to highlight the new Second Chances DLC for Prison Architect, which I think is lovely and interesting. This is a great game. I mean, it always has been. I remember way back in the day, watching the YouTube videos that the two primary developers of the game would put out with every patch. Hilarious. Still my favorite, like, game developer content of all time. They were really, really funny and entertaining to watch, but it also gave you great insight into game design and programming and all kinds of different stuff. Now, the garden hasn't started yet. I don't know. We'd have to take another look over there. And yeah, at some point, I think they wanted to move on to other things, and Paradox was like, we can do things with this. So Paradox bought out the game, basically, and then has been producing DLC and adding a lot of content. Basically, I think, did every single expansion for this game come out after Paradox picked them up? I think so. Because I think they basically gotten to the point where they were like, yep, the game is done. And then some people were like, no, we could see more things to add to this. And now here we go. We've got, in this latest one, I mean, this is only a fraction of what this latest expansion has to offer. But now we can have a little prison-run restaurants and bakeries, and I think it's so cute and adorable. Also, I still kind of like my prison layout, except for this, like, chapel we just crammed in here. I'll have to do something proper, like expand this space. And I do really need to have a separate wing for my criminally insane prisoners, and then potentially like a maximum security wing as well, so we can start making even more big bucks by taking those guys in, but we'll see. And yeah, I'm running on the press release version of the game. It's from a little while ago, so it might not be the latest version, so some things may be slightly different at release. Should have said that as a standard disclaimer. What we're going to do right now, we're going to raid a Kiss for Luck, who is playing, I believe, I heard that she's playing the Tenants again, and has more keys to give away. That's indeed the case. She's playing the Tenants, and is giving away keys every 20 minutes, game keys. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow for Humankind. On Saturday, we're going to play, I don't know what we're going to play. Not sure. And then Monday should be back to Motorsport Manager, I think. So let's raid a Kiss for Luck's channel. Tell her hi for me, and then stick around for the giveaways for some free games. See ya, folks. Bye-bye.